gonna win. But if Neon can strangle them out early on in the game, it should be quite easy for them. And their lanes look pretty good.
We had to pick. What are we deciding here between Neon and Motivate?
I'm gonna go with Trust.
I have to go the opposite.
Okay.
I'm definitely worried that they're killers then. It kills,
Yeah.
take
Like,
towers.
it's a tower dive, which you can Undying, Piranha ult, and Face the Void. It's like, of course, the Viper can get a shard later on, but it's a minute 20. And until then, they really. Like, who's their best tower damage? Darkseid Illusions.
And I mean, maybe you force your Page to go into a bit more of like a right-click build on this hero, but I still feel like that doesn't feel as nice in the early game. Like, that scales a lot better to late when you get that 20 talent.
Yeah. It's a very all-in draft, as always from me. Like, Hobson and E-Blade.
It's just experimenting, seeing how wonky he can get. I mean, I feel like that's what a lot of people do when you're this far into a patch.
I gotta admit though, like, any item plus Sanj is just broken. Whether it's Kaya Sanj or Sanj Yasha, they're both super strong.
Yep.
So it makes perfect sense. Like, how much spell amp do you get from that is like something ridiculous.
From Kyra and Sanj?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
checking it right now.
16%.
16% is so much.
Yeah. And the rest that it gives you as well. 30% spell lifesteal, as we missed First Blood, top, and Ryu. And Shanks able to get a bid one. Meanwhile, CTM is taking a decent amount of damage here down bot as well. It's, again, very early point in the Ghost Shroud, so if he's able to get that off, he gets a lot of burst heal.
Just wanna mention that my camera was on the first blood, just saying.
What?
Yeah, but we had more important things to talk about.
So you saw the kill the whole time and you didn't let me know?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty boring kill, you know, just ran him down with iron shells. Like, it's not hype, you know?
That's First Blood. I mean, you can't
Double
miss it.
iron shell, like, ooh.
It's just, that's more exciting. Oh, he didn't get the Kari before he got the treads. That would have been really big, actually. See, that's another thing, though, that we kind of haven't brought up, is that Darkseid quite often likes to be paired with the melee position 1, where in the mid-game, you can really utilize that Iron Shell plus Surge. You like to be your position 4 for the lane, but then, you want a carrier who can really utilize that toolkit that you haven't. They don't have that right now.
Just wait, man, the vacuum plus Death Seeker.
Oh, crazy stuff.
Oh.
Is this a good shot?
I know, great. All the way to the tower, 100%.
Yeah, and only a 9-second cooldown. Like, that, it's actually stupid what you get from it. It's quite the Aghanim Scepter.
It does a lot of stuff. Well, and look who's going for Hood. The Necro. And then it's Kaya Sanj. Then it's Negan.
Radiant, they're coming down. Shanks, 6 is picked up. See how they start this. I mean, if Set Zero does have 3 points Tombstone, but that is a great impale onto 2. They hate the Mirana. They just drop the side. They even bring down Set Zero thanks to the Sharpshooter. So both supports falling, but again, we brought up the objective taking potential. Neon are really going to have to play around the timing of the catapults when they want to take these objectives.
He's dead for 40 seconds of Mirana, despite only being level 7 now. But of course that Reaper is just so damn annoying to play against. It adds 15 seconds on the level 1. Oh, I thought it was 10.
It's actually a bit that Neon didn't take an objective with that catapult. They got 2 kills. They wanted to try and, I think, move into the jungle, maybe see if they could catch out Fearless, but it meant that CTM couldn't protect the catapult down bot, and like I just highlighted, I really struggle to see how they can take objectives without the catapult waves. Is Motivate, they're going to move on forward. Moonlight up, they've got the Chrono, just dropping on top of the Viper. Can they keep Yopaj alive long enough. Now with the Tombstone even committed, it's going to make it very difficult for Neon to take a fight through all the area control. Got to surge back out to safety, but that is a great fight. Again, every time Motivate are able to delay this game, they get more and more powerful.
Yeah, and this is basically what we're saying they need to do, right? Like, they're hitting the tower for a good half minute, gives them a lot of time to set up. Mirana ult. They don't even get a great chronosphere, but they don't need one, because there's no real save on the Radiant side. Burst on the Viper, only gotta push his towers. And it's rinse and repeat. Now the spell's on cooldown, so Neon is like, alright, let's do it again. They will have to give up the mid tower. And it will just all come down to whether they can get enough time or not to transition into that mid-late game they want to get to.
At least they will be able to pick up the T1, so second tower for them claimed, but it looks like Motivate, they're happy with trying to trade down bot. I mean, it's just Mastros and Cube, which will have the Elder Dragon form up pretty shortly. Who they found, and it's going to be the Undying that's just slowly getting brought to the death via the poison. So that's not the greatest way to go. Does not give them a numbers advantage, knowing that the Undying isn't set up around Q, along with Mastros' Dragonite. So with the break there, they're even going to commit the Scythe. I mean, why not put him in the grave 60 seconds? They might be able to catch out Q. Oh, he does have 2 more leap charges, but a kill into an objective. Maybe we're starting to see Neon go for this group up death ball.
I mean, he died for the tower, so I think it's still worth it. Yeah, I just see, like, every time they push a tower, they need to be S5. Because they don't have any right clicker that deals considerable tower damage. So let's just all do it together. Which in turn gives a lot of space for the Dire lineup to farm up some good items. There's almost aggro except on Zeus.
They're trying to set up on Fearless up top, but yeah, he's aware of this. I say he's aware though. Does have to be careful. He's going to farm up this from the supports on Neon. That's a big pick off Defiant.
Now that's delayed by a good 2 minutes. And that's like one of the biggest damages that will come into the Chronosphere. How are we looking at Necro? Oh, Kaya-san.
Crazy item.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to prove a point here.
Is
Viper? He went into Atos after Dragonlance. Interesting. I guess just have some more catch for the Faceless Void as well.
Blink in, Mastros. Gonna reveal this very impactful item here, but they're not gonna kill out of it, as Genuel is very mobile thanks to the Scurry. It doesn't matter if you're mobile though when you're up against Fearless, who does get solo killed though, and Ryu. Okay, that's second death now for Fearless, 2 in a row.
How did that happen? I mean, I should be survivable on Zeus. How did he lose 1500 health for Darkseer?
Maybe he was watching the fight mid and Darkseer just used that time to dish out a lot of damage. I'm honestly not sure.
Alright. Yeah, kills like these should not happen. There's another delay on his Axe Scepter. So it has been delayed for like a total of 3 minutes already. And they're not stopping. They need gas.
Oh, Jackie.
And they caught Jackie. Bye.
Oh, forming Chrono Sharpshooter still charging up. That's not going to be enough damage. Great timing of reaction on the Chrono from Jackie. But,
it's life, but expends the biggest cooldown of the team for it.
Another thing is that are they gonna try Roche? This is. I mean, they know Chrono's on
pretty good at Roche actually.
It's just the poison attack.
Yeah, exactly. Like it deals a ton of damage and it also reduces the magic resistance. You can actually see him melt quite fast.
Yeah. Dire?
And I like the recognition. Yeah, but they don't have Chrono. Tough fight.
There's the Aghanim's coming into play, but it's only just a scouting purpose here is Mastros as well. His blink's gonna get cancelled and Motivate looks like they're pretty aware that they can't really contest the Roshan without the Chronosphere as Mastra Scythe brought down. Another big kill here with the DK down for 60, and now with the Aegis, this could be the timing that they're looking for. I mean, Necro is going to be so hard to bring down, so give it over to your Tower Sieger in the Viper.
Can't help but to think that it was pretty unnecessary there to go in alone. Try to maybe blink into the Roche Pit and steal the Aegis, but that was never going to happen. Gets Reapered for all his effort. I was put down for 70 seconds. Is there anything that feels worse than getting Reapered? Probably not.
No, it's so, you know you're gonna die, and you sit there for like a second, you're like, yes, I can't wait to be doing nothing for such a long time. You see that Scythe just slam down, it's like, yes, fun game. It's like, we don't see Necro a lot, but when you're versing it, it feels so horrible.
Well, he was there for 70 seconds, right, at level 11.
Yeah. Ridiculous. And they're just gonna die fearless, just brute force. Zeus is so squishy, hard to jump out, and they got a little bit of sustain. I mean, Shank's gonna run away from the rest of the team, so it will be at least a 1-for-1 trade, but I mean, you're gonna take that, shutting down the Zeus there.
Yeah, how many is that? 3 deaths for Fearless, and he's really supposed to be the big damage leader in the lineup. How about Void? What is he building into? The Kaya, the Sanjasha, okay.
It's farming pretty well.
Yeah, he is. That's where it's Necro, though.
No, Necro is pummeling him in the net worth. No, we don't see it too often, but I mean, CTM, he's got 221 last hits with a hero that doesn't have great mobility at all. I guess Boots of Travel definitely helps with this item, but I definitely would not expect to see CTM this high in the last hits.
Does it stay with the Heartstopper?
Give me the
Why
burst.
Lotus or basically? Because of Dragon Knight or what?
Is it for Spirit Vessel?
Bastion already gets
Oat Lotus Sustain. Status Resistance, and yeah, I wonder.
We'll see what he does. Like, he didn't commit to any purchase yet. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Dagon, honestly. Like, you can burst down
the Atos. I'm not sure if you've seen that. So this is just, I guess, to get on top of the Zeus. I really thought he was going to go a little bit more, because he went Dragonlance first, which the stats are incredible, but I thought he might just prioritize a little bit more right-click damage to help them take these towers.
This is actually a pretty old-school item build. Of course, not the Atos or Dragonlance, but the Blink Orchid is queued up. You just jump a guy in the back line, and he can't do a whole lot to defend himself. Also, he saw that Void is going for Sanjasha, so...
Are we worried though for Dire that they're 5,000 gold behind and Radiant still have the Aegis for another 2 minutes 20 here? Do we think that Neon can do enough with this?
See it as a high priority. But definitely right now, it's all Neon. Like, they did not manage to really stop the bleeding. They had one decent Chronosphere, but other than that, it has been all Neon. Their 5-man is looking really damn scary. They have Griefs already up.
Shanks.
Be careful. Okay. Make that just in time. They have Griefs up and also Hood soon. Or, sorry, Pipe. So they have the 2 big aura items. They have Necro Sustain. It's gonna be very tough for Dire to kill anyone, even if they get a decent Chronosphere.
Yeah, it feels like if they kill off Zeus to start, the damage from Motivator is going to be incredibly lacking.
If they kill off Zeus at the start, the fight is over. I don't think you even fight anymore if you're Dire. He's literally like 70% of your whole team's damage.
So this is going to come into play on the vision from Motivate. It is handy, of course, with the Zeus. Undying can be nice, especially with the Tombstone. If you drop that on the high ground, just as zombies flooding out can give you a lot of information to help Fearless. But not only that, it's just now on your DK and Undying. Their positioning has to be pretty spot on just to be that body for Fearless.
That puts even more pressure on the Void, though.
Yeah. It is kind of nice that you have at least a DK that can maybe force them to group up. Oh, CTM, his TP got cancelled, and he's too far away from the T1 tower. A ghost shard throughout the chronosphere, but the rotations are coming through. Can he stay alive long enough, however, with time dilation? They have the Spirit Vessel flying in a couple seconds, and CTM will fall, as now the rest of Radiant, they have committed to the area. Got the Necrophos. Let's see if they stick around those. Motivate. They did use a lot there. Maybe Q's going to get caught out with the retreat. Shanks has to lead him with the stun. The follow-up needs to be there on timing with the vac back into the ATOS, so they will find the kill on the Mirana. Again, though, a lot force out from...
Necrophos did actually...
The break's going to expire pretty shortly. I don't know if they can bring him down now without this, although Yopaj blink in. Well, they've got a secondary break with the nether toxins. So that's going to make it that much more easier. They are aware of the positioning on motivators. Yopaj instantly getting rid of the time dilation, but as soon as they see the tombstone drop, they're still going to jump up. A stun controlling set 0, so we can't heal up the tombstone, and free 200 gold for them. They'll take it. Get out of dodge, although I say that Januel's going to be careful if he gets bashed up in the Nimbus, which he will not, so we should make it back to safety.
Region slash lifesteal reduction, which also works on the time walk, of course, from Void. Just overall, it's a pretty decent item this game.
Radiant's still there. It's all their map control right now in this game one. I mean, 10,000 net worth lead. Again, it did slowly dwindle off those few pickoffs from Motivate, but we have to be imagining that Neon are not going to feel too comfortable until they get this third Roche to go up higher ground. I mean, Motivate can just posture inside the base and wait till then.
Yeah. Yes, by the way, one thing we didn't talk about the Necro Shard. It actually puts you in ethereal form, so you take a ton more damage from the Reaper as well as Dagon.
Yeah, that is a lot of burst potential they have.
Some full health.
Yeah, they're going to try back into the instant follow-up on Shanks, but the wall doesn't provide them too much at the moment, and now Motivate, that's their own burst, but Jackie did use the chrono, and he's going to be careful about time walking up on the higher ground without any vision. So, again, it's a kill on a support, costs him a little bit.
And he just had a death wish. He tried to kill the Zeus all by himself, his teammates are all around, of course, like, where else would they be? And he gets punished for it.
He's wonky fight. I mean, what buybacks were forced out here from Motivate. CTM is alone at the moment. They're gonna moonlight down. They might run into Shanks first. Can they chain lock him through? The nullify's out, so we can't play around with the Ghost Shard. Now with the arrow follow-up as well, but it's a big kill, and they'll find it. CTM.
Slow. It will be the hardest kick.
Yeah. What are the...
I think you're going max HP.
Then, with the static field, yikes. Really... I mean, if they do 2 T1 towers in the game, and Radiant already have glyphs, so they can have multiple glyphs, so it's at least going to take Motivate. Now, how many fights are actually...
Maximum 3. I mean, it really just all depends on how the initiation goes down. Like, even if Void is completely 6-slotted, like this Reaper, stun into Dagon, and just any sort of follow-up can still pose a big threat. Like, it's a lot of damage coming in.
Actually have a difficult way to do it. A couple of Yopaj here. They've got the information now. Jackie has the chrono, doesn't want to use it just yet into the last second. Once the BKB expires on Yopaj, he's away from the team. He's going to buy back, can look to rejoin them if need be. Johnny Waller forced up back inside the base, and now there's the flop. A great 2-man stun from Shanks, control him inside the wall. They're going to be careful. Another back, along with a combination, and a choke point, which makes it so difficult for Motivate to take the fights. At least Jackie has this mobility with the time walk, but the control's out. The Hex, where's the extra stun lock? They're going to blink in, back down it goes thanks to the shot. But Jackie brought down the Dagon from CTM, secures a double. Jackie,
look at all those illusions.
It's so much for them to deal with.
Oh, they made an undying flash golem illusion even. Oh, shit. Seen that one before. Or the AoE surge.
Can he do it himself? A lot of damage. Jackie's gonna buy back for this. And Ryu, he's just, he's giving over to a gem. CTM, he doesn't kill Fearless as well. CTM?
Yeah. What's the second time or third?
And combining down yours, Arrow Jack, he's got a lot of damage they'll deal with it. They halted off this Age of Siege, and maybe Neon. Are they actually going to back off? Oh my god.
Being very individualistic.
They want to end the game by themselves.
Yeah, or lose for the whole team. And this game is not over yet.